kind of fried chicken vibes here a little bit. Hey there, I'm Olivia. Thanks so much for joining me. Today I wanted to do the next update for my project pan, and I'm super excited because I didn't get a chance to film it at the beginning of the month. We've just been traveling a bunch and it's just been kind of crazy, so I finally have time to sit down and film it. Luna's being very noisy. If you've not had the pleasure of meeting this noisy girl yet, this is Luna. She has an enormous paunch and we love her so much. She's rocking her little bow, so she's quite the fashionista. And she will be interrupting us for the rest of the video. Thank you, Luna. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to talk about is something that I actually no longer have because it was in one of my empties videos. And that was the Badescu Rose Water Facial Spray. I had filmed it in I think it was my latest empties or maybe the one before, because I filmed those ones a little bit more recently than I filmed my update, and I just forgot to keep the bottle for this video. But basically I finished it up. I kind of figured I would. I only had a tiny bit left, and I like that spray a lot. I definitely prefer the cucumber scent. It doesn't really do anything to prolong the wear of your makeup, but it definitely helps to set it down if it's looking kind of powdery. So I enjoy that product and I think it's really good. Now for something that I can actually show you. So I made not as much progress, honestly, as I would have thought I made with my Glossier Balm Dot Com. There's like a tiny bit of progress, and it's funny because I felt like I was wearing this a ton. Like, honestly, I wasn't even wearing regular lipstick that often, or even gloss, but I was using this balm a lot. So, I don't know, I guess a little bit goes a long way because it didn't really take it down very much, but I enjoy this. Now, something that I just can't really mark any kind of measurable progress on is my Ulta Beauty Tinted Eye Primer. This is in the shade Peach Glow. And I know that I didn't use this product as much as I have. Just wait for Luna to finish her business. You'd think she was digging a hole with the center of the earth. Okay, so the next thing that I have here is my Ulta Beauty Tinted Eye Primer. This is in the shade Peach Glow. And unfortunately, I really didn't make enough progress on this to warrant another mark on it. It's so close to where it was that the mark of the pen is going to be wider than the actual amount of progress that I made. So with this one, I know that I didn't use it as much as in previous months. Like I said, we were traveling a lot and I just couldn't justify taking up like space in my liquids bag with this primer when I could just use like a concealer, for example, instead. So I'll definitely keep using this. This month definitely wasn't my best, but I still feel like overall from where I started, I have made a lot of progress, so I still feel good about that. Now my next thing here is my Thrive Causemetics Waterproof Infinity Eyeliner, and this one, I marked it on this paper earlier, and it's a little bit less progress than I made the month before. Maybe half as much, I guess. This was something that I did actually bring with me traveling, but I didn't really wear as much makeup as I was kind of expecting to. When it came to like what I was doing for my eyes, I kept it really, really simple. So I did use this a few times, but not as much as I typically would. Now, it was a very sad day when my Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer and Ticket to Brazil unfortunately broke. So I still have it. I've been trying to use it a little bit, like just kind of dusting my brush on the larger pieces to try to still, you know, get a little bit of powder off. But honestly, I think I might have to just let this one go. I did make a lot of progress on it before it broke. There's really hardly anything left in here. I thought about repressing it, but it's just making a huge mess and there's really not that much left. I've had this for years, so I feel okay about just letting this one go. I am sad because I wanted to fully use it up, and I do actually like the shade a lot. I feel like it works pretty well for my skin tone, but it's such a huge mess, and I have so many other bronzers that the fact that this one is just shattered, and the packaging is kind of annoying because it's not a very tight seal on it, so I think it's time to let this one leave the project. But I definitely made a lot of progress before it shattered. I had totally reached the edge, and honestly, I had hardly any left because I was using pretty exclusively this bronzers. Now, as far as my Too Faced Love Flesh blush, this one is in the shade I Will Always Love You. I didn't feel like I made a ton of progress on this one. I mean, this was one of the only blushes that I brought with me traveling, so I know that I did make progress on it, but at this point, it's just kind of hard for me to actually see it. So I think that comparing the pictures before and after will help. I know that it has dipped down a little bit more, but with blush, I just use so little at a time that I feel like the amount of like measurable difference is so slight that it's kind of hard to see the progress on it. All right, and then I have this bad boy. So this is the Alba Botanica Very Emollient Body Lotion. So this is how far the mark moved down, about an inch. And I I have really been kind of forcing myself to use this one. I don't like this lotion. I just really don't. I mean, first of all, there's the smell. I mentioned it in my last one. My husband has mentioned it more than once after I put it on. This smells weirdly like Play-Doh. There's just something about this scent, and then for whatever reason, I just don't feel like it sinks into the skin very well. So it's fine, but I just wouldn't recommend this one. And then next thing in my pan, I have my Coty Airspun powder. And so I've been marking this one just kind of on the side here. I actually feel like I've used a decent amount of this. I haven't been setting my face as much lately. Today, I actually didn't set it with any powder. For that reason, I am looking extremely dewy today. Kind of fried chicken vibes here a little bit. But you know, I mean, overall, I kind of like the look. I feel like with this powder, you just have to be really careful not to put too much on, because it definitely, at least for me, can start to look super dry and crepey underneath my eyes and even on the rest of my face. It's kind of a heavier powder. You know, I've enjoyed it fine, but I just, the more I use it, the more I feel like I'm probably not going to repurchase this one. Okay, and then the last thing that I had here was my little collection of face masks. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and when I filmed my last update, I had 9 masks. So I've used up 2 of these, so I feel really good about that. I was hoping to use at least 2 a month. I actually brought a couple with me so that when we got off the plane and just got back to our hotel room, I could just do it kind of right away, just wash my face and, you know, take off all my makeup. We'd been flying for hours and hours and hours, so it was kind of nice to just have something relaxing to do. So anyway, I feel good about that. Because I've used up a few things, I do want to add something new in. So I have this highlighter from Tarte. So on one side, it's a liquid highlight that has like a doe foot, and then on the other side, it's a kind of a roll-up like cream highlight. I absolutely despise the liquid side. I've tried this a few times, and I've actually had this for maybe a year or 2 now, so that could be part of it, but honestly, I didn't like the liquid side even when I first got it. This dries down immediately. Like, I swear it dries before you even put it on your face, and so it's just really difficult to work with. Even if I, like, as soon as I put it on, if I try to blend it out with either a sponge or my fingers, it barely budges, and I swear it's even worse if I try to use a brush, because then it picks up like the makeup that I have underneath. So I really don't enjoy this side. I never use it. And because I know that I hate the liquid side, I feel like I kind of ignore this product altogether, even though the cream side I actually like. It's a pretty shade. It's kind of a warm, like, I don't know, kind of a champagne color to it. It has a pretty shift. I don't know if you can really see it here. And it is really soft. I feel like this blends a lot more easily than the liquid side does. So I feel like I just want to add it to the project here so that I can actually get some use out of the side that I like better, and then just move it out of my collection. And this was the Tarte Gleam Team. This one is in the shade, oh, Champagne. There you go. It is kind of a champagne-y color after all. So that's everything for my project pan update. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that if you're doing a project pan, it's going well for you too. But thank you so much for watching. Definitely let me know if you have an opinion on the Wet n Wild bronzer situation. I'm curious. Do you think I should go ahead and just toss it since it's broken and there's hardly any left? Should I try to salvage it? I don't know. I mean, it's kind of bulky, and I was excited to get it out of my collection anyway, so I feel like it's an opportunity to kind of jumpstart that, but also maybe it's cheating. So anyway, if you have an opinion on it, definitely leave that down below. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you again soon. Bye!